Let's get into it.
I'm trying to control him or manipulate him to be like you. No, we're two different beings. And if you really want a success in your relationship, let the man be the man. And if he love you, he'll sacrifice for you. That's a fact. If he don't, he won't. He won't do like what I'm doing. He won't get up without you. You don't have to push me to get out of bed. I'm just gonna get up anyway. Why? Because I got work to do. Why? Because I got sacrifices to make. I got obligations that I'm not running from. That's why. Women, you're different. You're different. Men are different. It's just different. There's nothing you can do to change it.
Are you saying all men are the same?
We're different. I didn't say all men are the same. I said men are different from women. And I tell you that when a man loves, there is sacrifice in it. If he don't, there's no sacrifice. If the man is, you got to push him out the bed, begging him to go to the job, that nigga don't love you. Because when he love for real, oh, he going hard. The problem is, y'all don't know, because you ain't never seen it. Your mama raised you by herself.
I said that earlier.
Her by herself.
I said that earlier.
Going out together, all y'all see is a bunch of women. You don't really see how men interact. And so when you hear a man tell you how men love each other, oh, he this, he that. But no. Men bond different. Our stuff is, because we can't turn our love on and off like a woman. I remember my dad told me that. How a woman can love you today, and tomorrow, like, she don't even know you no more. I don't know how that is, because I'm a man. So I don't even try to think like that, because I'm not like that. There's no way I can be like that. It's not in me. My analogy of that is men love like cement. When you first pour cement, it's soft and running. You put up a containment wall around it, holds it in place. Over time, it just gets hard and hard and hard and hard and hard. Eventually, it gets so hard that you need a doggone wrecking crane to break it. And even that, it still stick together. But a woman, she don't love like that. Her love is different. She loves like water. It evaporates over time.
I think you get that from your first love. You think you puppy love. And then everybody's young, so the young woman moves on. And you use that experience to attain it to all of your experiences as you grow up into adulthood. That women don't love like men. Our love is temporary, whatever you said. Because
I didn't say temporary, I say it's different.
That's the power of having a male influence in your life, because the male's perspective is lost, especially the black community. I'm talking to the black community right now. The male's perspective is lost.
How long it take to convince a woman when her mind is made up?
Yeah.
That's a 2-3 week month process.
Damn.
No matter what you say, that's a process.
Yeah.
So now I got something got to suffer for me to convince you of something that I ain't even did.
Why something got to suffer?
Because that's time. Something in my life, something in my purpose got to suffer to convince you of something that I ain't even did. Who dealing with that?
You are toxic.
That's toxic?
Yeah.
How? Me and you was in a relationship. And this is a bold-faced lie, but in your heart, in your discernment, you feel like this is the truth, right? And I'm not the type of guy that's into convincing you. I'm telling you that didn't happen like that.
Oh, you not into convincing?
How? How can I convince you of something that your mind is made up on? So basically, you saying you want me to kiss your ass. I need to kiss your ass for about a year, Judge Mason.
You was outside with somebody. You got to make it right.
Make what right? That's such and such.
You got to let her know that.
I ain't letting you know shit else, but that ain't that. You're my wife, that's such and such. What are you talking about?
If there's no trust in the relationship, then what's the point? And if your distrust is based off of nothing, just how you feel, then what's the point? You can't relation that way. So he ain't wasting no words.
TikTok, so let me tell y'all, I see why some of these niggas be doing these hoes dirty. I ain't making no excuse for none of them. I promise I'm not. But like, I see why they be doing them dirty. But anyways, I'm at work and I work at Amazon, right? It's this girl behind me. She talking to this nigga or whatever. She chatting it up with him. Woo, woo. She let him know like she got a boyfriend. because he was asking for her number, but she was like, oh, she got a boyfriend, da da da. He say he don't get no fuck. So they just still talking, still chatting it up. Why she still ended up giving him her number and her Instagram, and then he asked, what you on after work? She said, nothing, I'm just go back to my place and chill. He talking about some, can I come with? She talking about some, yeah. Girl, I just thought you had a whole nigga. And then he talking about some, what we finna get into. I want to know what y'all finna get into too. Because, baby, I thought you just had a nigga. But you know what? That ain't none of my business. But just know if your bitch work at Amazon, she damn sure getting cracked. Not me, though. Not me.
I mean, duh. Like, shocker. You know what I mean? These hoes ain't loyal. Everybody know that.
You miss me. You had me. Like, you had the chance to reciprocate the energy I gave. You didn't do that. Like, you had the chance to plan dates and do special things for me. You didn't do that. Like, you had the chance to send me memes and reels that we could laugh at and you know, joke about. You didn't do that. Like, you had the chance for us to lay up and binge watch shows and movies and, you know, laugh and just spend quality time with each other. You didn't want to do that. So how you miss me? What do you miss? You miss me giving and giving and giving what you not giving nothing in return? Like, you miss me sacrificing everything about myself just to make sure that you good, just to make sure that what we building is going in the right direction? Like, you miss being selfish? That's what you miss? You can't miss me because you had me and you didn't know what to do with me.
Sadly, some people in relationships have to go through losing someone before they realize the value.
20s, you was having fun. Would you say that you bamboozled a bunch of men?
Hell yeah.
Okay, fair. So we're in agreement, right? You know why men in their 20s can't bamboozle women? 'Cause we don't got no money.
Not
So we
yet.
spend all of our 20s getting bamboozled. A beautiful woman like you, who we may have thought like that could be my wife, and you bamboozled us in our 20s. Now a nigga got money now.
Time to do the bamboo.
It's time to do the bamboozling. And what happens is when a woman is now in her position, late 20s, early 30s, she's like, I'm ready to be someone's wife.
Yeah.
Well, now you finna get bamboozled. And I'm not saying it's okay, but what I'm saying is that you had your time to bamboozle. A man can't bamboozle until he got the resources to do some bamboozling. Show me a black man in their early 20s who don't come from a prominent family who got resources to bamboozle. Finally, when they make some money, I'm finally a VP of my job. I'm 30. Yeah. Wait a minute. I can do all the things that I watched that woman do with that other guy that I like. So now I'm gonna do that to these women, and I feel like women get upset when a man does it, but then they'll openly say, like you just said in your 20s, I was bamboozling niggas.
Gotcha.
Choose women who are attracted to you. I always say to men, you will never ever get the same level of respect and love from a woman who's not attracted to you. How you measure how attracted she is to you is how much physical affection she initiates. Once she's attracted to you, she has to trust your judgment. How does she trust your judgment? You have intense amount of self-control. If you are impulsive and you are chaotic, some women will find that attractive, but they are usually also very impulsive and chaotic women. Most women want a man that they know is naturally somewhat responsible. It might sound boring in the short term, but in the long run, there is nothing more unattractive than an old teenager. What is an old teenager? A grown man who's still impulsive. Learn to control your impulses, whether that means your aggression, whether that means your anger, whether that means your sex, whether that means your food. Without self-control, it's like you have to stop and start. Everything you start in life, you have to stop and start, whether you make money or whether you start a great relationship. If you don't practice self-control,
She was cooking. She right. That's typically what most women like, especially, you know, when you get a little older, like in your 30s. Most women are looking for a man who can maintain self-control. A lot of times what dudes do, they shoot themselves in the foot in the pursuit of the pussy. And what I mean by that is we all in pursuit of the pussy, but there's a way to go about it.
Behaviors are triggering their feelings of abandonment. Come here, baby. Let me talk to you. Just think about it. Whenever you're reluctant to actually engage in discussions about feelings, you're creating emotional distance. Or whenever you withdraw from conflict, if your go-to in a crisis or in a vulnerable moment is to retreat, what do you think is happening? You're destabilizing the foundation of your relationship. And so in that sense, how can they trust you? And if they don't trust you, how can they feel secure emotionally? If they don't feel secure emotionally, if they feel like they're the ones who are doing most of the work when it's a fight or a conflict, it's just simply them, that makes them feel lonely. And if you're going to retreat and run away, that's going to make them feel abandoned. And in this sense, you can't say that they're just imagining this because it's real. It's actually happening in the now. There's proof that you run whenever there needs to be a vulnerable moment or anything related to feelings. So for that person who's actually seeking that connection, your avoidance is making them feel lonely. And that feels very one-sided. It makes for a very lonely, one-sided relationship. So then this creates this emotional gap. You have one person who is seeking reassurance because you may be the person who's invalidating them, and they're constantly pursuing you, which is causing you to run away. Do you see how this is creating conflict and chaos? Then we have this pursue-withdrawal cycle that's full of resentment and tension and distress. The one thing you don't want to do is signal that you don't value that relationship, but your avoidant tendencies typically do. And it's that perception that intensifies those feelings of abandonment. Think about a person having to navigate alone, solve alone, process alone, feel alone, regulate alone. Think about that. That's kind of what you're making them do. Your avoidant behaviors and tendencies protect you, but they're not protecting your relationship. Wish you all the best. Happy, healthy relationships. Bye, babies.
Hit the nail on the head. Whew.
Don't know how to surrender to a man that they love, respect, and admire. They'll run from that man. What does surrender mean? Surrender is very important for people to understand. It's in the form of submission. That's what surrender is for the feminine. If I don't know how to do that, which is, in other words, learning how to be vulnerable and an understanding of where female greatness really lies is in that submission, then what ends up happening by default is sabotage. Because if you have no ability to do that, then what is the other implication? You trying to take control. And that's not going to work with a very masculine man. The complete total opposite is going to happen. You're going to take away value from his life, and the second that happens, he's going to protect the value he does have, and you're not going to be that. Not having the vices to do so will mean that the men that you want, you cannot have. The importance of learning how to be submissive takes courage.
You know, I find peace in knowing that white people are going through the same shit that we're going through right now.